everyone, it's Anthony Bandiera here, attorney and senior legal instructor for political law enforcement training, bringing you to the Roadside Chat from Temecula, California, where I'm doing, speaking at a conference here, a gang conference. So this is a situation where the officer says, look, this is what we have. Our victim is a boyfriend who visited his girlfriend at an apartment complex. He got into a verbal argument with a neighbor. The neighbor then gets the boyfriend's walking away, right? Our victim. The neighbor gets into his silver Volkswagen and follows him and ends up shooting at the victim and then drives away. Now, the victim and the girlfriend who lives at that apartment they know he lives there, right? They see his car, they see him, but they don't know exactly which apartment he lives at. So what the cop does is pulls up, the guy gives a description, the victim gives a description, and this is what it looks like. They see the car, they run, and they track him down, they pull up a DMV photo of the suspect and they show it to the victim. They do not show any other photos, just that one photo. Okay, and then the victim says, yes, that is him. That's the guy who shot at me. Are we good? And the concern, as you can probably imagine, is that this was not a traditional photo lineup, right? The six-pack that they would call it, right? Maybe 6 people that look similar, and you grab those other people from DMV photos or whatever databases you use. This seems more like an in-field show-up. An in-field show-up is where you bring the witness to the suspect, right? And then you say, is this the person? Now, the difference is that usually in-field show-ups are where there's no time to do a six-pack. You can't, or literally a lineup, like an in-person lineup. You can't bring 5 other individuals that look similar to this guy and say which one is him, right? And with six-packs, you do have that time. So, are we good here? The answer is this: did this incident, was it unduly suggestive to the victim? Right? Was this unduly suggestive? Now, is it suggestive just by showing a person a photo and saying, is this the guy? Is that suggestive? The answer is yes. Just so you know, every identification procedure is fundamentally, to some degree, suggestive. If you put me into a photo lineup for a crime that I wasn't even in town for, right? But you put me in the lineup just to put me in the mix, there is a chance that I'm going to be selected as the perpetrator. Why? Because it's suggestive. If I'm in the lineup, the witness is thinking, well, that could be him, and maybe, for whatever reason, they pick me. Now, it's not suggestive. It's unduly suggestive. Was this unduly suggestive? The answer to me is no. Especially things like this. Recently, the photo was shown recently after the incident. How much time are we talking about here? Are we talking about hours or days? Now, I even also have a case where the photo, a single photo, was shown to the witness a month later. And the court said, look, not best practice, right? It wasn't a good practice. However, ultimately upheld it. It's not, we don't want to do it that way. But other things. Here, the victim is explaining to the cop what the person looks like, saw it with my own face, I saw him and so forth. So even before we show them the photo, we have a pretty good idea about who this person is. So is it unduly suggestive? Probably not. But even if it was unduly suggestive, there's one more hurdle that the defendant would have to get over. And that is that unduly suggestive practice basically caused irreparable misidentification, right? It's going to cause irreparable misidentification, like no matter what, you just can't fix it, right? Going up to a person and saying, look, we got the guy. We know who did it. We know who did this to you, right? We just need you to confirm it. And we show them some pictures. And the victim identifies somebody else. And the cop says, no, I need you to look at number 3 again. Isn't that the guy that did this to you? That could be seen as not only unduly suggestive, but would cause irreparable misidentification, right? So that's also not what's occurring here. So in my view, was this a best practice? No. If you have time, do a 6-pack. Maybe you don't have time though. Maybe you have a shooter on the loose and you want to get this guy in custody as fast as possible. Maybe that's the best practice. But I don't think it's unduly suggestive. And even if it was unduly suggestive, there's no evidence here that the cops contributed to misidentification that couldn't be fixed. All right. All right, that's my answer for you. Hopefully this video has helped you get it right every single time. Until next time, my friends, you stay safe.